Most leaders do not have a discipline problem. They've got an attention drift problem. And if you'll be willing to train your attention for just 10 minutes a day for 7 days, you'll stop firefighting and start finishing things. In fact, by day 3, you'll notice a shift, and I'm going to show you exactly how. You know how it goes. You open your laptop to just check a few messages, and then your brain tabs multiply in meetings. Throughout the day, you have this hum of guilt and multiple open tabs. You end up leaving the day with unfinished business and a weight on your shoulders. If that sounds like you, if it sounds familiar, then stick around. I'm going to share with you how to fix that in 3 simple moves that take less than a minute to get started. I'm Tanya Adams. I'm a neuroscience-based coach for female founders and executives, and I help women rewire their brains for success in business and in life. Attention is not a nice to have. It is the very foundation of every single part of your nervous system. It doesn't switch off, and you have the ability to decide where your attention goes. It's one of those unique parts of the brain that you do actually have the ability to decide what's happening with your attention. Your brain allocates attention to threat, novelty, and relevance. If your body's dysregulated, threat wins. And if your goal is vague, novelty wins. When you regulate and aim, relevance wins. And that's the game. I'm going to teach you the 10-10-1 reset. 10 minutes of doing a single activity, 10 minutes of reticular activating system aiming, and 1 minute of finish line. Before we start, pop in the comments day 1 if you commit to running your first block today, and I will check in with you on day 3. The first step is to regulate. Take big deep breaths and 3 big exhales. Soften your gaze so that your focus widens, and this communicates to your body that focus is safe. This is the R in my RAS method, and if you skip this, your brain is going to chase novelty or threat. This is the critical starting point. It's the foundation of all of this work. Step 2 is to create a reticular activating system aiming model. Write down a 10-word sentence that clearly describes to your reticular activating system what you're going to focus on. For example, you may say, for 10 minutes, I am finishing the sales page outline. Set your timer for 10 minutes, and at the end of 10 minutes, be sure to tick it off. And then ask yourself the question, what has moved? This is going to induce dopamine, and that's what's going to help your reticular activating system remember that this is what we're focusing on in the future because it's been rewarded. Open one tab only, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and get to work. Run your regulate, aim, and finish method, and here's what's important. If you suddenly find yourself distracted or reaching for your phone or doing those things that you normally do, simply say to yourself, stop. Stop, spot the distraction, tell the truth. I am distracting myself here to avoid the work that feels pressurized to me. Override that thought and then proceed with power to complete the task that you put down for yourself for 10 minutes. One of my clients who tried this cut her email responding time from 3 hours a day to 90 minutes by running these 10-minute loops. She only needed to run 2 at a time in the beginning, and then it created the momentum in order for her to get through her tasks much quicker, because every time the dopamine drops, there's momentum to fuel the next action. The less task switching we do, the more finishing we do, and the less firefighting that has to happen. I promised you a 7-day plan for this, and there is a downloadable cheat sheet for you to help you with this. It's super, super simple. Day 1, you're going to do 1 10-minute block. Day 2, you're going to do 2 10-minute blocks. Days 5 to 6, you're going to do 20-minute blocks. And then from day 7, you can do the longest blocks that are tolerable for you. If you find yourself task switching, use the stop method. And the more you build the muscle, the longer your attention can stay. And it is a muscle. This is something that's trainable. You can actually learn how to keep your attention. The key is to start small in those 10-minute blocks and build the muscle as you're going through the days. I've put this in a 7-day attention reset kit, which you can download. When you download it, you'll also get to join my book waiting list, which is coming out in November. I'm super excited about it. It's called the Freedom Success Formula. And in there, I reveal all the material that I teach my clients and that I personally use to create freedom in my life and in my business. Some of the common pitfalls that you might encounter with this is something that I like to call habit protection. When our brain gets used to the way that we've been doing things for a long time, it works really, really hard to keep us in our comfort zone because that's the place that the brain feels we are safe. Some of these common habit protection mechanisms sound like I just don't have 10 minutes all in one go to devote to this. Well, that's okay, then do 5 minutes. Or what about the fact that your team keeps interrupting you? This is super powerful as a leader because your team will behave in the way that you allow them to. So make agreements with them that you get one focus block a day to complete things. Or this is also another common one. I got distracted in the middle of the 10 minutes and the impulse to throw the baby out of the bathwater. It's okay. Just restart and start again, and then keep the habit going. Grow the muscle reps as you're going along. Why does this work? Because regulating your nervous system first engages the prefrontal cortex, which is necessary for you to be able to aim your own particular activating system at the tasks that you want to go to work on. So the RAF, regulate, aim, and finish method instantly puts your prefrontal cortex into action mode, allows you to get access to your attention system, and then you'll be able to finish and complete on your tasks. Finishing on those tasks creates a dopamine release, and every time there's a dopamine release, what's actually happening is that's fueling neuroplasticity. And the more that you do this, the more that your brain is going to wire itself for completion, not for procrastination and distractibility. Attention is the entire bedrock of everything that you set out to achieve. So start running 10-10-1 today. If you're committed to getting back your attention and getting to becoming a finisher, not a firefighter, then comment day 1 below in the comments, and I will check in to see how you're going on day 3 and then on day 7 as well. Don't forget to download your toolkit. You'll end up on my book waiting list, which is going to be exciting. You'll get some pre-launch goodies and some extra special things coming out before the launch. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I release videos twice a week, as well as a whole lot of shorts, giving you hints and tips on how to perform better by owning your brain and without burning out.